My name is Art Sings, and this is going to be kind of a different video from my usual ones. I thought I'd make a video on my music process and how I make my music. I make my music in one of two ways. Some of it is from inspiration, some of it is from being freestyle. And mostly inspiration is not around a lot, so I have to do freestyle, but most of my music is freestyle. Usually I stay around and sing a melody for a little bit, and once something comes to mind, I write it down, and from there I'm able to just write as much as I can. The words just flow, and as I do that, it gets me very hype, and when I'm hype, it's easy to write, and it makes me very happy, which is why I'm able to come up with songs kind of slowly, because most of the time I can't really find the melody for that, but as long as I find a melody for what I'm looking for, I can mostly make my songs very easily. Usually I'll sing a melody like, I know what you done to me, I just wanna know why. And with stuff like that, I'd be like, that sounds pretty good when you write that down, and as I write it down, I'm able to just clearly go through it. But sometimes I just can't really get into the mood, and it's kind of hard for me to write songs. But writing songs does take quite a long time, and I would say if you ever are thinking of writing a song, you should always, try to do a melody, and if you think it sounds good, write it down, and always have maybe a piece of paper or a notebook with you, because you never know when inspiration might strike, and if you had that on you at all times, you'd be able to write down just a little bit, a few lyrics here and there, and then as you get more inspiration, you could add on to that, and by adding on to that, you can make yourself a full song. And you could almost do anything when you have the time, but always make time for your hobbies and stuff like this. Making music that is kind of hard, and I just try to make my music as best as I can. I write them down in a notebook, but most of the time, like I said, it's freestyle music where I just kind of just sing a melody and I write it down. And sometimes I just try to get the most out of my music and try to think of the most I can. I try to make it at least long enough to be in at least a real music track. Most of the time when I make my music, I like to be in a quiet room where I can think to myself and there's no distractions, because when you have no distractions, it's easier to think clearly, and it just really helps you have a clear mind and knowing what you want to write down on a page. When there's lots of people around and lots of noise, it kind of gets hard to concentrate, and it makes it longer and harder for a person to write whatever they're trying to write down. So if you're ever into like writing your music, I would say find a quiet room, sit down, and just concentrate, relax, because making music does take a lot of time and a lot of concentration, because if you don't have all that concentration, you're just going to put it off until it takes forever to get it done. Like I was doing when I first started, I did not upload a lot of songs within a reasonable time range. It took me a very long time to upload another song, but I'm just saying, when you have time and there's no one around and it's nice and quiet, you should always just sit down and relax and write music. For me, I always try to find a quiet place, or whenever there's nobody in my house, I like to sit down, kind of sing a melody, and when it comes to me, I write it down and get it down. I mean, most of my melodies come from just songs that I listen to on YouTube, and I get inspiration from those, and I just try to make my melody as, you know, good as it can be. Most of the time I don't get the right melodies, so I always have to start over or scrap songs that I was working on because I really can't think of anything. It's mostly better if you have a song that you're working on to start writing it right away instead of putting it off to the next day, to where you can't really think of anything or remember the melody that you had it written down on. Because when you have a melody that's written down but you don't remember the melody because you moved on and just let it stay there, you're going to lose the melody and it won't really be as good as you originally wanted it to, and it ends up just being a fluke that you really can't recover from, so you're gonna have to scrap songs. So if you ever do have a song that you want to write, make sure you actually have the time to write it down, because if you could only write a few lyrics and not really complete it in that amount of time, or write more than 5 lines, you're not going to really be able to have a lot of time to write something down. Making music is a way of showing expression or feelings that you have, which I do in most of my songs. And it really can help express emotions that you're not really used to expressing through words or through your feelings. It really gives a sense of what you think inside your head. Music really does have a lot of emotion into it if you really think about it. You just have to make sure you listen to the words carefully. And when you make your own music, the best lyrics come from what you feel inside you and all your experiences. If you put that into music, it can really help you flourish and become a greater songwriter and singer, depending on what your career path will be. Me, I like to write my songs as experiences from me and my feelings that I don't really tell a lot of people my feelings or anything. So if I write it in music, it's more like I'm telling people, but not directly. So my music process is basically me just taking experiences and putting them into lyrics set to a melody, set to a background that I put. There's a lot of stuff that goes into music, and if I could really think more clearly on what I want to say more, I could probably make a whole entire video that explains it for about 30 minutes long, but I'll spare you the time. And as always, hope you guys enjoyed, and if you like what you see on this channel, please leave a like, hit the bell icon so you can know when I upload. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.